right, Paul, you've been asking for Bronny.
Yeah.
Is this what you wanted to see earlier in the season? What did you see from Bronny? What did he show you in the Lakers loss?
What he's showing me is that he's starting to pay attention to details and understand who he is. Mm-hmm. He's developing. And that's all you ask for a guy at the 55th pick and, you know, the most scrutinized 55th pick ever. But this is what you want to see, improvement. Because what I saw in Summer League to what I saw at the beginning of the year to what I've seen yesterday, he's gotten better. That's the progression of the NBA or the hard work that you're putting in. And it's clear that he's putting in the work. He's worked on his mindset, and it's showing. And this is all you want. He's getting the minutes, and that's what I like. He's getting the minutes in the G League. He's playing well down there, and now it's starting to translate. So when he comes up, he can have games like this to where he shoots 7 out of 10 and shows you that, hey, I can play this game. You just got to play it with confidence, and that's something J.J. Redick mentioned, and you can see it clearly.
Yeah, you certainly got to play with confidence, and that's what I saw joy in him. He's getting in the rhythm, and nice to see him get in the rhythm and play with confidence because he's coming in, like Paul said, you're coming in with it's heavy. It's a lot of scrutiny and a lot of people picking at your game, and whether it's the fact that we all know why he's a Laker, but our question was always, is he an NBA basketball player? Well, he's gone, like Paul said, from summer into preseason, into G League, a little bit of minutes in the regular season to what we saw last night. Now, my biggest question in all of this is can it be replicated when his dad and Luka and AR and Rui are all on the court with him? Can he do some of the same things? Now, he's not going to get 30 minutes. He's not going to get the opportunities, but the little bit of opportunities, if he's on the floor with them that he does get, can he continue the growth? Or will the game become too fast, too big, those sort of things? And we're a championship caliber team right now. I don't care what Paul says. There's no rush. We're not asking Bronny James to come in here in year one and be the savior of the Lakers. So there's no rush. Just let him continue to keep growing. You know what I'm saying? And then two years from now, we'll see where he's at.
Progress. That's all you want to see is progress. And for him, inside, he knows the work I'm putting in is paying off. Mm-hmm. Now I'm going to do more of this. And he probably had doubts whether he was going to be a player in this league when people start to question. Last night gave him so much confidence, like, I know I belong here now. 7 to 10, 17, very efficient, 70%, very efficient. So that right there, that to me is all you want to see is progress. Now, the next step is, can I play as free when the starters are on the court with me? Or if I'm on the court with the starters, can I play that free and not be nervous? Oh, let me pass to Luka. Let me pass to my... Can you still play with the freeness that you played with last night? And if you can do that, now you off and running.
Yeah, I think last night was really significant. A lot of the critics of whether Bronny should be in the league at all, I don't think have paid really close attention to what the league has become. Most second-round picks are not ready to play with NBA starters in their rookie season. Some first-round picks are not ready to play. They're coming in incredibly young. They have a lot of development left to do. We don't pay attention to those years of development because they aren't under the scrutiny that a Bronny James Jr. is going to be under. So when people are talking about, like, does he belong in the league? Is he going to be able to play in the league? You were not talking about your team's second-round pick that way last year. You weren't. I don't believe it. Because that's not how it works. These guys come in very young. Their bodies change significantly year to year. Mm-hmm. They get their man muscles. They get the ability to go and play against grown men with the beards and the the car seats in the back. It's a different league. So I think last night, I agree with you, TJ. When you can go out and score 17 points in an NBA game, that gives you an extreme amount of confidence that you can go out and do that again. You belong here. You can do that. You can say, okay, the starters weren't out there, whatever. I'm going to just speak on behalf of NBA players. Giannis was out there.
He was out there.
Giannis was out there. NBA players are better than you, okay? It's really, really hard to play in the NBA. They are stronger. They are faster. They jump higher. They're better than you and whatever you're doing at your LA Fitness run, okay? Because it's very frustrating. Oh, you're like, I could score 17 points in an NBA game.
No, you can't.
No, the bleep, you couldn't. You couldn't get a shot off, okay?
No, you can't get a shot.
You couldn't get a shot off. You couldn't get a layup. You couldn't get a rebound. You couldn't get, matter of fact, I don't think you could get past half court.
Probably
it'll
not.
be tough.
Man,
I go to the gym now, and I know I say, hey, can you score him? It'll be like, I won't let him get a shot off 5 possessions.
Yeah, once you lock in, you lock in. It's over with.
But the one thing I noticed about Bronny, he, for the first time, he looked like comfortable playing the point guard.
Yeah.
That's what I noticed, because he was making great decisions out the pick and roll, and I was like, whoa, he wasn't doing that before. You know, he was making the passes on the roll. He was making the throw-ahead passes. He was making the passes for the skip, for the jumper. And he was scoring out of the pick and roll. That's what I was impressed with, because then people was like, well, what position is he? You know, his handle ain't where it needs to be a point guard, and I don't know about his passing.
His handle ain't. He's bringing the ball up the court.
No, I know, but I'm saying for the first time, he looked like a point guard today, because, you know, before it was like he was like a 2. He was standing in the corner a lot. But what he's going to have to learn now, the next step for him. He played great last night, and the role he played last night was because Stars wasn't there. Now, if he was able to get out there with Reeves, Bron, and Luka, he got to be a better catch-and-shoot player now, because that's going to be LeBron and Luka doing what he did last night. So when he gets to that point, but this is a great start, just getting his confidence, being out there. That's what we want to see.
Yeah, and I look at, you know how I look at it so wild, I just point to like a Patrick Beverly, and you mentioned coming into the league. Well, Patrick Beverly, he wasn't coming into the NBA with the scrutiny that Bronny came into it, and he turned out over the years to be a pretty good NBA player, especially on the defensive side. Then his own teammate in AR-15. You go back several years ago, he was like, oh, God, here we go. They're bringing the dude up from the G League. The next thing you know, he's one of the top 3 players on our team, cashing in the chips, and all we talking about is him leading the team when the other guys aren't there. It's all about the growth. Yeah. And as
We're
he
not
continue to
patient,
keep growing.
though. We want to see it.
Microwave.
Right now.
Yeah, just because of his last name, though. If his last name was Butter, wouldn't nobody even be saying that? Like, that was a good game.
It's a gift and a curse, though, to have that last name. Gift and a curse.
Of course, and everything comes with something. When you're
great
looking
gift.
at what these players are, you have to give them time to develop. And it is how the league runs.
Gift.
Subscribe here to get the latest from Speak, and go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.